what Tom Homan did was say that the federal judge was just plain wrong. And what the judge ruled, just so our viewers know, on Friday is that the tactics that ICE is using are a likely violation of the Constitution, suggesting that immigration agents are detaining people, quote, based on race alone. Homan said that's just not true. What do you think?
Well, wouldn't be the first time the Trump administration tries to just dismiss a court order. And so it's our job to ensure that we uphold the law, uphold the Constitution. Holman has said it very clearly in other interviews. They're not even asking for significant findings to detain people. They're going based on appearance, his words, not mine, based on occupation, his words, not mine, based on accents, physical appearance. Then what if I was outside of Home Depot, because I like to do some work around the house, not dressed in a suit, would I be a target of ICE enforcement under Tom Homan? Probably. And it's just wrong. It's not just due process rights that have become the concern, but racial profiling. When federal agents involved in immigration enforcement are using racial profiling, they're not enforcing the law, they are breaking it.
And I basically asked him about that. He said that he's being misunderstood, that it's factors with an S and not a factor like the way somebody looks or the way they talk.
Yeah, but he laid out the factors that he's encouraging them to consider. Again, it is appearance, it's accent, it's occupation. Again, construction workers, farm workers, you name it, the evidence is out there. And here's another thing about evidence. He claims to be prioritizing those violent, dangerous criminals. We've been hearing this ad nauseum from the Trump administration, going back to the campaign trail. The numbers suggest otherwise. The vast majority of people that have been detained, and even those deported, have no serious criminal conviction history. If it was only going after dangerous criminals, there would be no debate, no discussion. I agree with that. But the fact of the matter is the vast majority of those being detained are the same people who were deemed essential workers at the end of the first Trump administration at the outset of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a cruel, cruel irony.
We learned overnight that a migrant farm worker died after he fell from a roof during ICE raids in Ventura County in your state. Have you been able to talk to the family?
I haven't spoken with the family directly, but I have been in touch with President Teresa Romero of the United Farm Workers Union. I've known her for a long time. We've been in touch over the last several days. She's been with the family and other families of people that are literally terrorized and traumatized based on what ICE is doing. Again, if all they're doing is going after serious violent criminals, that'd be one thing. But because of these artificial quotas established by whether it's Donald Trump or Stephen Miller or somebody in the administration, it's causing ICE to get more aggressive, more cruel, more extreme. And these are the results. It's people dying because of fear and terror caused by this administration. It's not just undocumented immigrants. There's lawful immigrants that are being rounded up. There's United States citizens that are being detained. There are military veterans.
He called it collateral arrests.
Excuse me?
He called it collateral arrests.
Yeah, that's how dismissive they are about the people impact, let alone the economic impact that we're all going to be paying.
Let me ask you about some of the unrest that's happening in and around the ICE agents as well. Officials are looking for a suspect who appeared to fire a gun at a federal agent during a raid. A few days before that, 10 people were arrested after opening fire outside an immigration detention facility in Texas, injuring a police officer. Authorities say it was a planned ambush. Earlier this week, a man with a rifle and tactical gear was shot dead after firing at Texas Border Patrol, at least a facility. Are you worried that heated rhetoric around this and around the policies are actually putting law enforcement agents at risk?
First, let me just denounce any violence against law enforcement is unacceptable. Do I think heated rhetoric is part of what's causing this response? Sadly, yes. And we've seen this administration escalate and escalate and escalate in all ways and manners, whether it's the tactics with which they're going about immigration enforcement. There's a smarter, more effective way to do this than what they're doing.
Well, they say that
do I think heated rhetoric is part of what's causing this response? Sadly, Yes, and we've seen this administration escalate and escalate and escalate in all ways and manners, whether it's the tactics with which they're going about immigration enforcement. There's a smarter, more effective way to do this than what they're doing.
Well, they say that it's the Democrats' rhetoric, some calling ICE agents secret police, comparing them to the Gestapo.
Well, I wouldn't use those words, but I do have concern when there are no requirements for ICE agents or other federal agents involved with the immigration enforcement actions to not even identify themselves. I mean, if you're a member of a working class immigrant community and you see unmarked cars roll into your community, people getting out of those cars with no identifiers that they are law enforcement, and literally not just detaining, in your mind, maybe kidnapping. So that's why Senator Booker and I have this bill to require that identification for ICE agents or anybody involved with immigration enforcement. It's for the safety of the officers and agents, as well as safety for the community, and to protect against people exploiting the circumstances, impersonating ICE agents, and getting involved with burglary, theft, kidnapping, sexual assault, and worse.
The president, as you know, says that they wear masks to protect their own identity from people who want to go after law enforcement. I do want to change gears because we're almost out of time to the tariffs that President Trump announced this weekend. 30% tariffs on goods from Mexico, 35% tariff on goods from Canada starting August 1st. Canada and Mexico are two of your state's biggest trading partners. Do you think, A, they will go into effect? And what, if they do, what effect that will have on the businesses and consumers in your state?
Yeah, both Canada and Mexico aren't just the largest trading partners for the state of California. They're among the largest trading partners for the United States of America. And so let's remember what happens when tariffs take effect. Those, first of all, costs will increase, and the people who pay that price increase are United States consumers. It's U.S. companies importing products from those countries that will pass along the cost to the American consumer. So, in effect, it's a tax increase on the American people brought to you by Donald Trump.
I do want to ask about something that is not just bubbling, but kind of exploding within the MAGA movement, and that is the Jeffrey Epstein case, specifically the way the Trump administration has handled it. The president's defending the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, after the DOJ released a memo saying that, contrary to what we've heard from them before, that there is no so-called Epstein client list. You are on the committee that oversees the Department of Justice. Are you going to push them to overturn any and all Epstein files?
So, well, I think we have in the past, but it wouldn't be the first time there's a say one thing, do another coming out of Donald Trump. Say one thing on the campaign trail, and then once in office, have a change of tune. Fortunately, it's another sign of the chaos and disorder within the Trump administration.
So you have in the past. Are you interested in seeing these files? Is it something that's a priority for Democrats?
I mean, I think it's the first question is whether the list they claim to exist exists. You know, they can't have it both ways.
Okay. Senator, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dana.